do another video and exercise on multiplying fractions by whole numbers. This is video 3. I would like you to have a piece of paper of your own, a pen or pencil to write with, and at least 2 colors to follow along. On your paper, I would like you to write the equation 2/5 times 4. Notice I made the 4 bigger than my fraction because that helps me remember that this is a whole number and this is smaller than 1 whole. It's just a fraction. I'm going to start with the visual model. So I'm going to make 4, because that's the whole number I'm multiplying it by, 4 rows of fraction bars divided into 5 sections. Please do this with me on your paper. When I make 4 dividing lines in my rectangle, that separates it into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equal pieces. And while I'm drawing it, I find if I stay in line, so right next to the picture I drew before, I can look at the line and try to make even copies. That just helps me keep my work organized. 2, 3, and 4. I know that not all of my bars are even, but that's okay because I can still see the 4 different sections, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different sections in my 1, 2, 3, 4 fraction bars. So we have 2/5 times 4. I'm going to color in, pick up one of your favorite colors. I'm going to color in 2/5 with one of my colors. That's 2/5. That would be like 2/5 times 1, or just one group of 2/5. But I need to make 4 groups, and I'm going to keep them repeating in the same fraction bars so I can see how much I build of one whole. Pick up your next color and make your next group of 2/5. Color in 2 more of the 5ths. Now I can see I have 2 groups of 2/5. I'm up to 1, 2, 3, 4 5ths. Pick up your other color again so you can tell that you're making your groups. 1, 2, now I'm up to 3 groups of my 2/5. And now I'm going to make my last group of my 2/5. My colors help me stay organized so I can make sure I have 4 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of 2/5. I didn't need these extra bars, but it's good to draw them just in case. Now, I can see that this one whole is entirely filled up. So I have 1 whole fraction bar and 1, 2, 3 5ths still open. So I have 3 5ths. 1 whole and 1, 2, 3 5ths. Now I know that 2/5 times 4 is equal to 1 whole and 3 5ths. That's how we can show it with the visual model. Now let's take a look and do it with the standard algorithm. I want you to follow along with me. 2/5 times 4. The first thing I'm going to do, the very first thing I'm going to do, is rewrite this whole number as a fraction. But I'm not changing any values, so I can put an equal sign in between. 2/5 times 4 over 1 whole. Now let me show you why 4 over 1 is equivalent to 4. So this and this are equal. I did not change the value. This is saying, so the numerator is always the number of pieces we're talking about, and the denominator is always the number of equal parts in a whole. So if there's only one equal part in a whole, just 1 in one whole, we have 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 4 one wholes. This is 4 as a whole number. You can see that the value didn't change. Now when you multiply fractions, you multiply straight across. Remember, this is different from when we're adding or subtracting fractions. This is the only time you go straight across. 2 times 4 is 8, and 5 times 1 is 5. Notice also that by putting our whole number over one whole, it helped our denominator stay the same as well. Now, this is an improper fraction, which means it's not a fraction that we want to keep. You do not want to have a numerator larger than your denominator, because that's more than one whole thing. We know there's 5 parts in a whole, 5 equal parts in a whole, but we have 8 of them. I'm going to show you how you can use math formulas to do the same thing that we did in our visual model. Your denominator is your divisor. We're going to divide. We're going to see how many equal groups of 5 we can take out of 8. So, the denominator is your divisor. You can remember that because they both start with the D, letter D sound. And you're going to put your 8 inside your division house. 5 can go into 8 one time. We just pulled out one whole group of 5 from 8. This is the same as our one whole value we had above. So your quotient is going to be your whole number. All right, now let's multiply, following the steps in division. 5 times 1 is 5. 8 minus 5 is 3. Now that we've gotten to a remainder that's less than our divisor, so we have a remainder that's correct, we can put this remainder as our numerator. Those kind of sound like a nice rhythm. Your remainder is your numerator, so it's a way to remember. We're going to put the numerator over our same divisor. We're going to keep that the same. So 1 and 3 fifths. Our denominator stayed the same, our numerator is our remainder, and our quotient is our whole number. So in visual modeling, we can see that 2/5 times 4 is 1 3/5, and using our standard algorithm, we can see that 2/5 times 4 is 1 3/5. All right, good job. Do the activity I have posted in Google Classroom. I look forward to seeing your work.